Hey everyone, Paul Matson with Kolpin Outdoors. Today we're going to go over quick mount installation on a Honda ATV. The quick mount kits are great, they're fast, everything's pre-wired and pre-assembled for a reduced installation time. Let's get started. First we'll put the vehicle in neutral, set the parking brake, and then turn the key off and remove from ignition. We'll start with loosening and flexing this plastic guard down and out of the way from the bumper. We'll remove 2 bolts on each side, 2 bolts on the bottom side. To finish with the plastic guard, we'll remove a plastic push dart rivet on each side of the vehicle. Save the fasteners removed, we'll reinstall these later. We'll remove the front bumper tube assembly from the vehicle. We'll have 2 screws down below, 2 screws in the middle, 2 smaller screws that hold the plastic guard to the bumper, and then 2 screws up top on the rack. For routing the electrical power cables, we'll remove the seat and then the tank cover assembly. Remove the rear fender cover for access to the battery. Remove the power cables from the battery, starting with the black negative cable first. Followed by the red positive cable. Remove the 2 sub-assemblies from the package, and then we'll cut the 3 packaging ties. They're white, from the 2 sub-assemblies. We'll put the roller plate assembly into the bumper, and that slides positions on the front part of the bumper, and then using the 2 screws and lock nuts, we'll loosely secure it together. Next, we'll tighten and torque to specification. We'll line the winch subassembly into the bumper, feeding the cable through the roller. We'll line the upper tabs of the winch mount into the bumper. And then we'll temporarily insert the M8 screws. We'll use the 2 M8 screws, and then we'll position those through the holes on the roller plate into the winch plate. And there's threaded tabs, and then we'll thread each screw by hand into each tab. Tighten and torque the 2 M8 screws to specification. We'll attach the clevis hook to the end of the cable. And then we'll attach the rubber bumper stop to the cable. The recessed end faces towards the hook. Tighten the screws snug for the rubber bumper. And then attach the winch hook hand strap to the hook. We'll connect the blue and yellow cables to the winch. And then the yellow comes over the top. Tighten snug the nuts on the winch. Position the rubber boots over the terminals. Using the pre-assembled cable ties, secure the yellow and blue bundle, and then the red and black bundle next. We'll remove the M8 screws that we temporarily installed. Then we can install the whole bumper assembly back into the vehicle. Attach the bumper into the plastic, and then lift up towards the rack, and then reuse the long screw that attaches the bumper to the rack. Reusing the OEM nuts, loosely secure the screws on the rack. For the upper mounting brackets, we'll use the screws provided in the kit, not the OEM screws on each side. The screw will thread into the tab on the frame, and then loosely tighten on each side. Reuse the lower screws from the stock bumper. You can tighten the bumper bolts to the owner's manual specs. Reuse the M6 screw for the upper plastic support on each side, and then tighten the owner's manual specs. Tighten the OEM screws for the rack bumper mounting to owner's manual specs. We're using the 4 M6 screws. Install the plastic guard with a screw on each side. Tighten the 2 M6 screws on the bottom, and then torque to owner's manual specifications. Install the 2 plastic push start rivets into each side. Route the black and red wires up and over the front shock, up behind the upper rack tube. And then pull the ends down towards the engine, and then route the front part up and around the control box. Using the plastic cable ties, secure the bundle right around the front tube support. Using another cable tie, secure the bundle around the upper rack support tube. Continue routing the red and black wires along the wire harness bundle back towards the battery. Use another cable tie and secure the black and red wires around the OEM harness bundle. Continue routing the wires into the battery area. But do not connect at this time. Using the supplied clamp and screws, attach the control switch to the handlebar. And then tightly snug the screws. Route the switch connectors behind the brake cable. Then continue routing the connectors along the brake cable through the headlight pod. Secure the switch wire to the handlebar underneath the brake cable using a cable tie. Remove the radiator cap lid and continue routing the switch wire underneath the front rack into the area where the accessory power connector is. Remove the dummy cap or the connector from the DLC connector. Inline connect the one connector of the switch harness into the factory harness, and then the other one into the dummy cap plug or the accessory power socket. Then continue routing the white connector underneath the front rack and then down towards the winch. Using a cable tie, secure the two connectors together and then reinstall the radiator cap lid. Locate the white connector from the switch harness and connect into the white connection point of the contactor. Secure the switch harness to the red and black bundle using cable ties. Connect the vehicle red and black cables along with the winch red and black cables to the battery. Connect the red cable first and then tighten the owner's manual specifications. And then lastly, after the cables are tightened, secure the bundle in the battery location using a cable tie. Reinstall the rear fender cover. Reinstall the tank cover onto the ATV. And then reinstall the seat. Upon completion of the wiring, with the key in the on position, check for proper operation of the winch. Thanks for watching this installation video, and for more information, visit Kolpin.com for a full assortment of products.